What is going on, buddy? Today we're looking at some Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men figures. So we have a bunch of X-Men figures we've just thrown all together here into a wave. So first off, we've got the Jean Grey Phoenix Forks, or as Phoenix, which looks really cool. So we have the new Jean Grey with the newer body, but then this really cool effect with the Phoenix with fire. Looks really awesome. If we spin it around, we can see what's going to look like there. So with the figure with the big Phoenix, looks really cool. So that's a figure I'm super excited to check out just because it looks so awesome and think it looks amazing. Then behind that, we also have this 2-pack of Rogue and Destiny. So awesome, we get Rogue from like her first appearance Rogue, which is pretty cool when she's like evil. And then one of her adopted moms of Destiny. Looks pretty cool with the nice gold face there as well. So that's pretty cool. Then we get the Sentinel 2-pack. Now this is more from the X-Men game from the 90s. So has like, especially on the box, the like 8-bit design sort of there to it. But it looks pretty cool and we can see what it's going to look like. Obviously it's going to look like a Marvel Legends like we see there, just with the colors as it appears in the game. So that's really cool. And this is a 2-pack, so we'll have 2 Sentinels in this. So we have Sentinels that we can now, like reasonably sized Sentinels, we can add onto our shelf. So that looks pretty cool. And then to go along with all these, we have 2 more figures of the Warlord Professor X. So that's really cool that we get him to go along with our Uncanny X-Men 275 figures. So really cool to have him in the Shi'ar armor. And then we also are going to throw in Quicksilver. Since he's appeared with the X-Men and been a part of the Brotherhood of Mutants and everything, go ahead and throw him here with our X-Men characters as well. So looks cool with the newer body design with the green outfit there. So all of these figures are going to look cool. I'm excited for a lot of these to check them out. So I just can't wait to get these open. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. We're going to start off with Jean Grey, who is an Omega level mutant with strong telepathic and telekinetic abilities that were kept in check by Charles Xavier using his psychic shields as a member of the X-Men. But while on a mission in space, the X-Men shuttle was damaged, but Jean was able to pilot the ship back to Earth, all the while being exposed to dangerous radiations. And in the process, she called out for help and was answered by the Phoenix Force, which is a cosmic entity that is immortal, indestructible, and the nexus of all psionic energy to exist in the universe, and it ends up taking the form of a duplicate of Jean with her memories while her actual body is in a cocoon at the bottom of a lake. Now, of course, in this form, she has increased powers with interstellar travel, pyrokinesis, teleportation, resurrection, energy absorption, and concussive blast. And it's really cool to get Jean, especially in a newer upgraded body, so we're going to have the newer pinless joints, and just looks good overall. Now, one thing I will say right from the start, I'm not a big fan of the head. Like, I don't think it looks bad. It's just when I have a face like this, that's more like a stoic face, I rather have the hair, just pretty much flat and not blowing in the wind like they have here. Those are always good for like action sort of poses and stuff. But when her face looks like this, I'd rather it just be flat. So I'm not too excited about that, but the rest of it looks good. We get her bodysuit again with the mostly all green, but has the gold as well. So we get the gold Phoenix on her chest, as well as the sleeves down her arms, the sash around her waist, and the boots that come up from her feet all the way up her thighs. And I love on the sash as well, it has the little Phoenix logo. So we've had this before, so it's nothing new, but we just get it in the newer body form, like I said, with the green body, and we'll have pinless joints. Looks like it's got the double ab crunch and everything. So a lot of coolness going on, and then especially the display she comes with. But for movements, we got our head that'll twist all the way around. Of course, the hair is going to be in the way. Yeah, I can't even get it to twist all the way around, but it will twist side to side, and she can look down that far and then up just about that far because of the hair in the back. So not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, because of the hair, which is usual, but still moves pretty decently. Then we get the shoulders up to 90, and it has the butterfly joint, so kind of cool. We get the butterfly joint there on the female, and we'll rotate around as well. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow, which of course it's got that pinless joint, so hard to bend a little, but it can bend all the way up on itself like that, so really nice. And then we go down to the wrist, that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so we'll start with the upper one, so it'll crunch back and forth. Not a whole lot of crunching as usual, so just a little back and forth, especially back there mostly, but forward doesn't really go too much, and she'll twist around there as well. And then we go down to the lower ab crunch, so hidden behind the sash, so she has that lower cutout as well, so she gets pretty good crunching back and forth with both of those working together, so that's nice. Then we go down to the hips that come up to 90, out to the side, thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, not too bad at all, and down to the foot will rock back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty good movements overall, nice range for her and all that, especially with the double elbows and that double ab crunch. So a lot of good movements going on around for her. But she comes with accessories as well, of course, to make her even cooler. So first we get a head using some of the Phoenix Force there, so some of the powers. Now this hair I like, so it's more of an action head, and this will look awesome. So let's switch it out. So there's that head, and that looks awesome. Again, using some of her powers, and especially with the display she comes with, that'll be awesome. We get extra hands as well, so we get a set of fist hands, one to have like her magic hands or whatever for her powers, but we do get fist if you want those as well. And then, as I keep saying, we do get a display for her, so we get this awesome fire display. So we get this firebird, or the phoenix, which looks pretty cool. Nice design, it looks like a bird. We get the head. This actually has some movement as well, so the head can twist around and move a little back and forth, so you can adjust that, but I think most with the display you want to have the head twist to the side there. You get a little feet design as well at the bottom, so you can't really do much of anything with this by itself, but for the display it'll look awesome. So we get this nice big flame effect of the phoenix, and then we get some flames as well to make the display. Now you do have to put this together, so I had it together but took it apart just so I could show you. So you have to kind of get these swirled together, and it's not the easiest, but it's not super difficult either. So you just curl these in together, so not too difficult. You just kind of, like I said, swirl them in together, and you just got to make sure you get the bottom piece sort of attached down in here. So getting this bottom piece sort of locked in here, pieced together, is definitely the hardest part, trying to get this just adjusted and arranged so it all goes together, so it sticks together like that. And to make sure you keep it together, we do also get this piece here that you just pop onto the bottom so it holds it all together as well. And it just pops in there. This is little pieces that'll pop in, so that keeps this from falling apart. So you have this display all nice together now. So nice flame effect that we can put Jean on, but we can also put the bird on it as well, the phoenix. So it's a little bit difficult as well. You just got to get it placed in, and there's a design right here. So you just kind of got to get the tail sort of in and attached around. So you have to like go in at an angle and sort of feed it down in here, and then you have to get the bird's wings attached into here. So you have to like get it up and around and slid into these slots. So there, I finally got it all placed in. Like I said, definitely not the easiest. This is the hardest part, because you got to get the tail back in here, and it does sort of sit in perfect position. Like there's cutouts for it, so the tail section does fit in there. And then you just got to get these sort of flame effects pulled back and around to hold the wings. So that's super stable now. This is the whole thing all held together pretty nice. So that all works out. Now for Jean herself, we do have a little foot slot in here. So we have a slot that we can stick her foot down in, have her posed up in front of this like she's sort of flying or hovering here with the fire. So we can take Jean, but before we do that, I guess I do want to show off the older Jean that we have. So of course this is the much older figure. So there's, you can see the upgraded figure, how much better it looks. Still has the metallic, which I'm never too crazy about the metallic, so not super excited that they use the metallic on this, but I also don't really care too much. At least the whole body is not metallic or anything, but just want to show that difference. But like with this, we can take Jean, and now, like I said, you got to put her foot down in, so you just got to like angle her foot like that and sort of push it down in here, and then adjust her and pose her up. So there's Jean posed up with the Phoenix effect, and that looks really cool. I just don't know what to do with this leg. Like, I feel it needs to be sort of bent like this, but I'm not sure where to put it. And you can sort of get it wrapped around in these flames back here if you want. So you can just do whatever. But like I said, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do exactly with the legs, but you can get her positioned like that. So there, it's like she's got the Phoenix Force, sort of like an aura around her, which looks really cool. So that's going to be an awesome display to put on a shelf with this just effect and design and stuff there for Jean. It looks really cool, and you can sort of adjust her, get a thing. The foot kind of goes in at a weird angle, so you then have to get the legs adjusted to get her positioned how you want her, but you can just adjust and mess with all that you want. But that looks really cool, so absolutely love this. Love the whole Phoenix display, just the fire effect and all that looks awesome itself. And then we get this nice looking new Jean figure to go along with it, so really nice looking display. To have this on a shelf will just look awesome. So super happy that they made this Jean. It just looks amazing, and with the fire effect just looks awesome. So this has got to be like one of the coolest figures ever. And next up we have Rogue, who is Anna Marie. Now, she was born in a hippie commune in Mississippi, but grew up to be a rebellious child that ran away from home at a young age. Now, she was a loner that was nicknamed Rogue by all the locals, until she was approached by a mutant named Mystique, who was able to gain the girl's trust and brought her into her family with Mystique's partner Destiny. Now, Rogue enjoyed being with her mothers, but they had plans to use her as a mutant terrorist, and her powers would develop over time, leaving her boyfriend in a coma, causing her trauma to embrace Mystique's mission and join the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And she, of course, has the powers of life force and memory absorption through physical contact. Now, she looks cool here. Like I said, her more like first appearance design. I like the outfit. Don't like the hair and stuff too much, but again, that's just how she first appeared. But looks good with the all green suit. So I love how she got like the jacket piece with the hood there in green, with the lighter green sort of lining, outlining and stuff. Same with the light green, like turtleneck sort of design coming up. But then we get the face. Like the face, I think looks pretty decent decent. You know, just looks like all the female faces, not too particular or anything. But then she has the shorter haircut with the white streak there in the front. So kind of iconic for Rogue having the white streak. So she has the much thicker streak there in the front. Then, like I said, the all green suit, love like the glove pieces that come up with the light green on it, and the dark green leggings going down to the boot designs where it has some light green around them as well, and love like the little square cutout designs for that. So pretty simple basic body, but nice to get Rogue in her first appearance at least. Now, movement-wise, we get that that'll twist all the way around. You look down that far and up that far, so not a whole lot of range. It's just on a dumbbell joint there, so you don't get much range. But we get the shoulders that come up to 90, and we'll rotate all the way around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. Bends pretty much all the way up on itself. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch. Actually, it's probably hard to tell because this is one solid piece in here. It does move, so there is crunches in there. It's just with this outfit design, it doesn't really do too much, so you get crunching back and forth there, and we'll twist around as well. Then we go down to the hips up to 90, out to the side, thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So decent movements. Once again, just lose all the movements in the abs and stuff there because of the outfit. But the only accessory she comes with is this set of hands, so we get more of the magic hands, especially for using her powers, so I'll probably switch this out. So there she got the hands for her powers. Of course, it'd be better if they were bare hands and not gloved hands, so that way she can absorb powers like she did to Miss Marvel to get a lot of her powers of flying and everything else she has as Rogue. But at least figure-wise, we do get the first appearance with this nice classic outfit design. And Rogue came with one of her adopted mothers of Destiny, who is Irene Adler. Now, she was born from a rich family in the late 1800s in Austria, and at age 13, she developed her mutant abilities of precognition, and without guidance, she struggled to preserve her mental faculties, so she began to record her visions in diaries containing the destiny of the world and humanity. But after completing the 13th volume, she was stricken with blindness, and years later, she would hire consulting detective Raven Darkholme, also known as Mystique, to help her make sense of her diary, but the two would end up falling in love in the process and went on for decades, and she and Mystique eventually adopted Rogue, and from the Brotherhood of Mutants, a group of ideologically motivated terrorists that work for a pro-mutant agenda. And for powers, all she really has is precognition and longevity. So she looks cool here. This is a kind of different and unique design. Love like the gold faceplate, and love how there's like little designs on it and stuff that add like shading and all that, so that's cool. But it's kind of weird with like her cone-shaped head. So she has the all blue outfit, but like on the head here, it's like I said, comes up to the point. Not sure if it's like to contain her hair or what the deal's going on with that, but just how it's got the weird like cone or pony shape to it there, like a big egg. But then she has the cape that hangs off as well. So this nice blue cape, of course, it's all plastic, so you don't get a whole lot of movement or anything to it, but it's just got a nice shape to it. And then she has her outfit that's kind of like on the main body's like a spandex blue bathing suit with the long sleeves that go up her arms. So you can see like the bare shoulders up there. And then she has the thigh-high boots as well that go all the way up in blue, and you see some of her thighs there. So it looks pretty decent, you know, pretty basic once again, but looks decent overall for a figure design, just not to me at least a big well-known character, and she doesn't really do a whole lot, so it's not like she's the most entertaining thing. But moon-wise, we get that'll twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, so good movement. You can see that disc in there, so nice hinge joint for it. And then we get the shoulders, of course, with this cape. It's going to be pretty much hard to do anything, but you can get the shoulders to move in and out a little, but you can't get them up to 90 or anything, just out to the side, and it'll rotate around in there. Then we get the bicep twist and the double elbow. That once again is pretty stiff, but can bend up pretty much close to all the way up on itself. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so she'll crunch back and forth a little and twist all the way around. Then we go down to the hips that'll come up to 90, out to the side, thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, not bad at all, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty much just like Rogue and Phoenix and everything, so they have a lot of similar joints, which is pretty nice. So she moves decently, just that cape is in the way, so it's hard to really get all the movements. But just like Rogue, she already has the magic hands on her, and for extra accessories, we get a set of fist hands, so if you want that. But again, for her powers, which is just precognition, don't really know what she does beyond that, so I don't know exactly what her powers would be and what hands I would need, but I always just kind of like the magic effect, so I'll just kind of pose her up there, just kind of go with something like that, maybe like she's having a vision or something. But nice to have her, and of course we can bring in Mystique, so we have the couple there of Destiny and Mystique, of course the couple, and their adoptive daughter of Rogue from this pack, so very nice to have the little family there of Mystique, Destiny, and their adopted daughter Rogue. And next up, we have the Sentinels from the 2-pack. They are artificially intelligent robots created by Boulevard Trask to hunt mutants to save humanity from the perceived threat to the species. But they are from the X-Men arcade game from 1992, where a large group of Sentinels are under Magneto's controls, rampaging through the city, and the X-Men are dispatched to stop them. And of course, as Sentinels, they have superhuman strength, ability of flight, as well as mutant detection and shoot energy blast. So they look really cool here. It's nice that we get a 2-pack soon, sort of army build these, just buy a bunch of them. Now they are from the arcade game, so they do have more of the arcade look, especially with like the colors with the darker purple and pink color, but I still think they look fine, and it's nice to get Sentinels in a more like, I want to say manageable version, so these can much easier fit on a shelf. Now I do believe theirs are taller. They're probably about like 7-inch figures, so they're going to be taller than normals, but of course they're two of the identical, so we only really need to look at one. But they look nice, like I said, with the dark purple and pink outfit. So we get the pink around the head, pretty classic, especially in the head for the Sentinels, with the weird robotic looking face. We get the yellow eyes in there, and they have some like black shadowing and sort of like a design to the face. That's not like the best, but I don't think it looks bad either, since they're fake robot-y faces, so it makes sense. But like I said, I just feel it looks too cartoony or video game in that version, so you want it more comic accurate. But then we get the nice purple outfit, so like armor up top with little yellow designs on the side. Purple goes down the center to the underwear piece with a belt with yellow. Get purple gloves and purple boots, so we get the big chunky V like we've gotten with the one Iron Man more recently. And then we get pink everywhere else, so pink on the legs, the midsection, and the arms there. So like I said, overall looks pretty nice. Like I said, I just wish they did this exact same figure, but more for the comic version, so with it a little bit different colors and stuff. But otherwise, this will fit nice and perfectly on a shelf. Like I said, nice to have representation of Sentinels without taking up all the big space that all the other Sentinel figures we've ever had do. But Moonwise, we get to have that'll twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far, so just a little bit of it. It's not much at all, unfortunately. We get the shoulders that come up to 90, and we'll rotate all the way around. Get the bicep twist just under the armor, and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, which isn't too bad. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. And then we get the ab crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then it feels like, yeah, they twist around at the waist as well. Then we go down to the hips that come up towards 90 and out to the side. Ooh, not far off there from doing the splits, not bad. Get the thigh twist all the way around the double knee joint. That is quite stiff on these, but it'll bend up that far to the back. Not far. You can actually kind of kick himself in the butt there, which is nice. Get the shin twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot will flex back and forth. Not really too much because of this big cuff. Now, this may be something that's easier if you heat up and get some of this armor more malleable and stuff. You can probably get much better range with the foot, as well as twisting side to side, which unfortunately these don't stand up the best because there's like two big legs. Like obviously I think I got them adjusted there, but they seem to have some issue standing just because the feet are a little bit awkward. So you just have to mess with those to be able to get them to stand flat. Otherwise they sort of like tilt one side to the other. So it's hard to get the legs adjusted to do that. But of course this was a 2-pack, so we do get 2 of the Sentinels. Now they will of course come with the exact same accessories. So we get a set of hands, the more open hands with the holes, so we can be shooting out blasts. So I'll probably switch them out on both of these, and I'll give one blast and one for the other effect. So we'll just switch out this one. So there's the hand switched out. Now we do also get blast effects as well, and we get 4 in total, so we can give each blast effects, but I'll just put them in this one for now. So let's put these in his hand. So there he's got the blast, just like Iron Man, so nothing really new, you know. Get pretty much almost an Iron Man armor with Iron Man hands with the blast effects like we've seen multiple times before with Iron Man. But what's really cool about this 2-pack is that it also comes with this huge rock. Of course, it's hard to fit in the screen here. So we get this big rock as well. You can just have it as a display, sit it somewhere, or we can put it in the Sentinel's hands. So there we can put the rock effect in the hand as well, so they can hold up the big rocks like that and act like they're going to throw it at the X-Men, which is really cool. So that is awesome. That's one thing I like most about this Sentinel 2-pack is we get the effects, so we can have them like blasting at mutants, or in this instance, throwing this big rock at them. So it just gives you extra little effects and stuff to add to your display, especially about a fight between our X-Men and the Sentinels. And like I said, it's a 2-pack, so you can army build this, buy a whole bunch, and sort of set up a big fight display, which is really cool. So really nice to get these Sentinels added to the collection. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is getting actual like smaller size Sentinels that can more easily fit on a shelf compared to, you know, we've had like the old Marvel Universe figures that are like 12-inch compared to the HasLab that's, you know, like 24 inches or whatever it is. So those take up a lot of space where these are much smaller figures. And for instance, here's Magneto, so you can see what the normal size figure is compared to what these are. So like I said, they're probably about like 7-inch figures or somewhere close around to that. So you can see they are bigger than our normal characters. characters, which would be nice, like I said, especially to fight against all our mutants. And moving over to our retro cards, we got Warlord, who is Professor X, of course, Charles Xavier. Now, in this version, he is with the Shi'ar Empire, so he leads the Starjammers to retake the Shi'ar throne for Lilandra, which was usurped by her sister Deathbird. Now, the X-Men were prisoners of Deathbird's pet Manacle at this point, and they got freed and joined up with the Starjammers to capture Deathbird, with Lilandra taking back the power, and the Warlord is revealed to actually be Charles Xavier. Now, of course, this goes perfectly along with our Uncanny X-Men number 275. So from the front cover where we have all the X-Men figures we've gotten before, and I'll bring those all in, we have Charles Xavier in this Warlord outfit. Now the only difference is that it has a lot of pink and gold colors as opposed to black and silver, but inside the actual comic it is this black and silver color. They just recolored it differently on the front cover for some reason, but this is exactly what he looks like from that, so this will be nice to go along with him, and I'm sure they'll eventually recolor this to the pink and gold design just because, you know, it's an easy repaint for that, but at least in this form it looks cool, and you know how he's actually supposed to look, but looks pretty cool with the nice silver armor, and love how it has the blue like brushing on it or like shadowing and stuff. So we get it here on the armor pieces on his shoulders and around his neck with the nice jewel there, and then up on the helmet as well we get all this blue, metallic-y blue on there, which looks nice, and then we get the cape hanging off the back, so just this normal blue color, and then we get the all black bodysuit but with the blue highlights on it as well going through there. Looks pretty nice. So overall, a pretty nice figure, pretty basic once again, but we just get this big helmet and like shoulder pad design of the armor outfit form, which looks pretty nice. So just a nice alternate version of Charles Xavier to add to the collection. But for movements, we'll get that'll twist all the way around. It can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements back and forth with that hinge. Just the armor's in the way, unfortunately. We get the shoulders that come up to 90, and it should have a butterfly joint there. Of course, the armor's sort of popping out, but can move back and forth and rotate around within there. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow. That once again is pretty stiff, but it'll bend up that far, which is good. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so crunch forward, crunch back, so decent crunching back and forth, and twist all the way around at the waist. Then we go to the hips up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that's pretty stiff but can bend up that far back, not far at all from kicking his butt. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements once again. A nice body like this, you know, don't have a whole lot getting in the way except the cape. The cape's in the way, but the base body itself has a lot of good range and movements to it, so really nice for that. Now, accessory-wise, we do get an unmasked head of Charles, so when he reveals it's himself. So we get this head that we can switch out. So there we get another comic Charles Xavier head with the crazy eyebrows and all that. Don't like the smile too much, not too crazy about that, but you know, it does look like Charles Xavier, so that's all that matters. And then we get an extra set of hands with the fist form there, so you can pick between the fist or the hands he's got, I guess, if you want to have sort of like doing his powers or whatever, you could have that there. But either way, I don't think it matters too much, but I do prefer the other helmet more, so I'll switch it back. So there he is back with the helmet on, and as I mentioned, we do have all the Uncanny X-Men from the 275 cover that we can bring in here with him. And of course, I just remembered I forgot to bring Lilandra. It would be nice to have Lilandra to go along with Charles since they are lovers and a couple of the stuff a part of this storyline, so it'd be nice to have those together, but I completely forgot about her. But we'll bring in at least all those X-Men. So there's Warlord with our Uncanny X-Men 275 characters. So that looks really cool, having all the X-Men and their same body suits along with the Warlord. Like I said, unfortunately from the comic cover they all come from, he should be in pink and gold design. But like I said, this is actually how he appears in the comics. So it works out well for now. But this is a nice little display you could put on a shelf with all our characters recreating that comic cover. So really nice to be able to add the Warlord Professor X to the collection. And our final figure today is Quicksilver, also known as Pietro Maximoff, and he's the twin brother of Wanda Maximoff. Now, the twins were abducted by the High Evolutionary and experimented on, but not seeing the results he wanted, he returned them. But by adolescence, they had developed their superhuman abilities, and the locals became enraged with them. So Pietro used his speed to run away with his sister, and they would live off the land. When Wanda eventually set a house on fire, the townsfolk went after her for being a witch, and Pietro tried to defend her, but they were overpowered. That was until Magneto arrived and rescued them. So he brought them into the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants and gave them costumes and the names Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And there they aided Magneto with his terroristic campaigns until he was defeated and they decided to quit the Brotherhood. And so they sought refuge with the Avengers and became members of that team. And of course, with Quicksilver, he has the abilities of supreme speed, reflexes, durability, and strength, as well as molecular acceleration, accelerated metabolism, and speed learning. Now, of course, we have him here in his green outfit. We've seen him in the blue, which we have that other figure, but he was originally in the green, so he first appeared in this green outfit and all throughout the Brotherhood and early in the Avengers, but once he left the Avengers, he turned blue. So overall, it looks pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, in the camera, it looks like the colors are a little bit awkward on this, like especially in the midsection or torso here. The green looks like a paler green, almost like a mint green, where the rest, looks like relatively normal green, and then darker green trunks with the lightning of bold effects on him. But in real life, it's not that noticeable, so it's always weird with the messing and look of the lights and stuff that mess with the colors, especially through the camera lens, because in real life, he looks really good. Just all same green running through the chest, arms, and legs. Then he's got white gloves and boots, and like I said, of course, those lightning bolt effects sort of looks like a sash and belt around on his outfit there. And then we get the face, which looks really good. So I think we want to, like I think other people have as well, buy 2 of these figures and then just take this head and put it on the other Quicksilver, unless they, relatively soon announce that they're going to be doing this Quicksilver, same body and everything, again, just in blue. But the face looks really good, nice design, nice like photoreal look to it, with the white hair all swept back, but love, of course, the 2 little strands there in the front, like sort of stand out. So that face looks really nice. So like I said, we kind of want to get another one just to have that face to put on our other Quicksilver. But movement-wise, we get the head that'll twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far, so good hinge joint in there. Then we go to the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly back and forth, which has pretty good range there, and will rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far. Then we go down to the wrist that'll twist around and hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so we can crunch forward, crunch back, so nice crunching back and forth there, and twist all the way around at the waist. The hips will come up to 90, out to the side, thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that is pretty stiff once again, will bend up that far to the back. We get the shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So good range once again, nice pinless joints on it. Of course, a little stiff in those joints, but nice movements all around and gets pretty good range and all that. So a really good looking Quicksilver figure. Now, accessory wise, the only thing he comes with, which is unfortunate, is a set of fist hands. Now, I say unfortunate because we don't get any flat palm hands for running, so we only have these more like open hands or the fist hands, so we have to kind of pick and choose, but I think we'll probably take a set of flat hands and give it to him, so take it from some other figure or something, just so we can have him sort of posed out properly in running position, but for now, I'll just leave these hands on. So there, I tried to get Quicksilver in as much as a run position as I could. Of course, it'd be nice if he had the toe joints so we can kind of get him posed up a little bit better there, but there we've got him in run position. Now, like I said, we have had the older figure, so here we have it in the blue color. Of course, it does have some of the metallic as well, so it doesn't really work out as well, but like I said, I definitely want to take like a head like this and put it on this body just so we can have a much better looking head for this Quicksilver. But like I said, knowing the Marvel team, they'll probably just take this body and repaint it to the blue, so we have the 2 versions there. And of course, as I kept mentioning, he is the twin brother of Wanda Maximoff, so here we have Wanda there as well. So we have our siblings there together, which look really nice. So nice to have them in these more classic designs and better looking designs that we've got in other figures before. So really nice to have both of them there together as well. And of course, now that we have them, we can add them in with the rest of our figures from the Brotherhood of Mutants. So there's all our Brotherhood of Evil Mutants together. Of course, probably combining some characters from the Brotherhood of Mutants and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, but just wanted to put all these figures together as the Brotherhood. And of course, we could throw that Destiny and Rogue in here as well if we want to mix up the groups, but just very cool to have this big group of the Brotherhood that we can now have them fight against the X-Men if we want. So very awesome that the Quicksilver to be able to build out more of our ranks. Well, that's going to be it for our Marvel Legends X-Men character wave that I threw together here with our Jean Grey Phoenix Force. Like I said, super amazing. Love the look of the figure. Love, of course, the big fire effect that comes with her. It's like almost perfect. Hard to get any better than that. So that's amazing. We had our Sentinel 2-pack, our 2-pack of Rogue and Destiny, as well as Warlord, Xavier, and Quicksilver. So a lot of cool figures in this wave. I'm pretty much happy with all of them. The only characters I could kind of do without are the Rogue and Destiny, but it's just nice to have Rogue in her first appearance and get Destiny, another mutant, added to the collection. So I kind of like that package. Just probably the most boring figures out of this set to me, but all are really cool, nice additions to the collection and nice upgrades and everything. So really good figures from the Marvel Legends team. So let me know what you thought of all these down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.